Will the Committee of the Whole Finance for Wadsworth City Council for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025 at 6 p.m. please come to order? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Copley.
Here.
Hines.
Here.
Parrish.
Here.
Renacci.
Here.
Rosberg.
Here.
Stugmeyer.
Here.
Yurcheck.
Here.
And Williams.
Here. You've all had a chance to review the minutes from the Committee of the Whole Finance meeting of December 3rd, 2025. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes for the Committee of the Whole Finance for December 3rd, 2025 has been approved. Tonight, the next item on the agenda is a presentation from our auditor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Council adopted an ordinance in 2009 stating that twice a year the cash reserve policy would be reviewed. And so this review is based on the 2026 appropriations budget numbers, making projections 4 years forward for a total of 5 years. This is just a review of the parameters of that legislation. The minimum cash that we calculate as needed per the policy is 20% of annual operating expenditures in the general fund and 100% of next year's debt service. And listed there are the items, basically the reasons for putting this policy in place were that it stabilizes the tax rates and provides stable services for the city, for the residents, reduces financial risk, provides for short and long-term health of the city. We can cover unexpected costs when needed, and we can consider future capital improvements. And it does improve our bond rating. So there's a financial basis there as well in that benefit. So the policy also states what will happen if we fall below the minimum calculated cash required, and we make revenue adjustments, cost reductions, delay projects, issue debt for capital. These are all stated in the policy. And we can modify the policy and change the assumptions that are contained in it. So we make these calculations for the projections, and these are the assumptions that we use. In the 25 estimate for income tax, we used a 7% growth rate over 2024, and it turns out we ended up just over 9%. So we had an additional 2%, which is between $200,000 and $300,000 in additional revenue to the general fund. In 2026, we've entered 3% growth, which is about our average over a 20-year period. That's historically what we've done. The future years, 4% has been entered for growth. The last 7 to 8 years, we have seen well above 3% growth. Most of the other revenues listed there, property tax is another substantial revenue source. 3% growth, and you can see it's pretty much 3% growth expected down to federal and other grants. We're assuming no increases or changes there, and no change in special assessments. Interest revenue, we're projecting 3% growth for all future years there. Rental revenue, no change, and the rest of the items there, all revenue items, no increase there, which is pretty conservative. Here we're looking at the assumptions we used in projecting the expenses. Personal services, we've projected 3% increase in most of those personal service areas over time. Fringe benefits and pensions, 3%. Employee benefits is at 2%. And I don't believe any of these have changed in the last year or two. They've pretty much been projecting out. We've used these same percentages: contractual services, materials and supplies. We don't project any increase in allocations or advances out. And the transfers out for interest revenue, basically, we put in the actual amount. 12% remains in the general fund, and about 88% of that revenue goes out to the other funds based on their average cash balance. And we'll go through these capital transfers in the next slides, but basically this is what's in the 26 budget. There's $313,500 budgeted to be transferred out for capital. And you'll see in the capital plan, which is in the presentation, in 27, there's $500,000 being transferred out, and zero in 2028 and 2029. This is basically it's a calculation sheet for the accountants in the room. They probably love this. But we're going to focus on the blue column, the proposed 2026 numbers. The operating expenditures in the general fund for 26 are about $18,277,000, and you can see next year's debt service. So as I stated earlier, we take 20% of those operating expenditures and 100% of the debt service, and come up with the minimum cash reserve, which is 6.68 there, 6.6 million. You'll see in the graph, we've been holding almost $2 million to close out the community center project. We add that on, and so that's about 8.6 million, and the projected cash that we're calculating is 14.885. So we are showing that we should be about 6.2 million over the minimum cash. And again, I'll show you in a graph that we have an excess of 6.2 as required by the policy. And that bottom line shows you in 27, that overage, or the amount above the minimum, is about 7.6 million, and it continues to go up every year. 28, it's 9.8 million. The bottom line, again, is what I'm looking at. And 12.3 million in 29, and 15.6 million over the minimum required amount in 2030. Any questions on that slide?
What happens to the interest that we earn on the community center liability?
We've actually been it's been going to the general fund, because that was like a designated amount that we set aside. So any interest that's earned is going into the general fund.
Okay.
That's why the number hasn't changed.
Can I ask, where did the 20% come from?
I'm sorry?
Where did the 20% of, as far as minimum?
Right. As I said, in 2009, council adopted this legislation. So that was set at the time. I don't know if we had a municipal advisor recommend that or not.
That's 2.5 months worth
Yeah.
of expenditures. You know, look, I'm done at the end of this month, but if I was on city council going forward, and I do remember when I was president and also mayor, we wanted 1 year's worth of expenses reserved. So this is an extreme difference If the city started to go in the wrong direction significantly, and I'm not saying they are, but I think you always got a plan for that, only having 2.5 months worth of reserve is not a really good number. So that's why I wondered where the 20% came from.
I did look it up, and the GFOA, Government Finance Officer, says that the minimum is 16%, so we are on the low side. But again, that's a council ordinance, and we could do some research, and we could maybe look into that and
For
report
your last
back.
meeting, I'm not sure, but I know this future council coming in, a 20% reserve. I know in business, we would never be sitting with the 20% reserve in my company, just in case there was a downturn, just in case there was problems. I think the reserve should be higher, and I'm not saying it has to be 100%, but 20% seems to be really on the low mark.
Historically, we've been above that. The actual cash has been above that, but that is, we calculate it and present it, how far above we are, and then
Sure.
project it out.
But if you used 100%, and I'm not saying you should, I'm just using examples, if you used 100% of expenditures, your baseline would be 21 million, not 6. So, and I'm not saying you should do that, but if you
Right.
use 50%, you'd be at 12. I just think that whether it's this, probably won't be this council, but the next council should be looking at a reserve that should be probably 50% of expenditures, because that's the safe line. And again, it's just cash, it's just a number. But I do remember we used to try and shoot for 100% of cash reserve, just so that we had a full year.
Okay.
I'll second that. In personal finance, you know, 3 months is the minimum, 6 months is what you shoot for. So I would absolutely shoot for that too. I second that idea.
Can we change that now? I mean, it doesn't change the numbers. I mean, it's not going to hurt. They're still going to meet the minimum, but is that something that this council should be doing? I'm trying to figure out, is this something that's done on an annual basis? You know, it's kind of hard since it was done on the last meeting.
Yeah. Is that even something that's done, Councilor Proudfoot? The
I
possible?
mean, we would have to repeal the original and draft a new ordinance that would, I'm not familiar with the ordinance and how it reads, but just the little basics that I've heard, that's what we would have to do.
Okay. I think that answered your question, Mr. Councilmember Renacci.
Again, I only have the concern, I hope it gets addressed. I think 20% is extremely too low. I think it should be minimum 50%, and if it's not this council, then the next council should be at least getting that changed. And again, it's not going to, even at 50%, you're still meeting the reserves. Because 50% would be 9 million plus 3, so you'd be at 12, you're sitting on 14. You'd still be in good shape, and I think the rest of the way out, you'd be in good shape. So changing it to 50% is not going to affect or cause anything to kick in based on your projections ever.
At this point,
It just makes it a safer net for the city going forward.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I have a few more slides.
Yes. No, I'm just on that particular
Okay.
matter. Okay. All right, go ahead. Proceed.
Okay, thank you. So I printed out, because I can only show half of this at a time, this is the expense side. In your packet, there's a page that folds out that gives you both the sources and the uses for these capital projects. This side here on the screen up there is the expense side, and again, we're going to look at 2026, which is that column right there, which is the current budget. When this was presented as the tax budget all of those rows had numbers in them. The administration has removed the Brickyard Phase 1 and all the parks projects from this plan because of the restriction of no debt on park projects. So I just wanted to point that out, that in '26, the free park, basketball courts and parking lot are included, the downtown improvement project, the airport, AWAS, PAPI, and Apron, and some smaller projects, police dispatch, park and streets, the senior center expansion, I'm not sure which year it was in, but that's been removed, and the 94 intersection improvements are on there. In '26, you can see there's the 94 project is listed for '27, and then that's pretty much it for the current plan. So on the sources side, how we're going to pay for this, the first column is general fund transfer, which is cash. In '26, 300,000. Some cash for the airport projects for our share, and then the State Route 94 and Reimer intersection is also cash. And you can see the general obligation debt listed in the second column for the downtown improvement plan, as well as the enterprise debt being issued for the downtown plan. And then the other funds column is cash. I believe the Brickyard development would be cash also from a donation. And so that, and then there's some grant funds for the airport in the last column. So it has been cut back quite a bit. And so are there any questions on this? Okay. The final slide is, we always show the prior two presentations. The blue line is the tax budget that was adopted, I believe, in August this year. And last year's appropriations budget is the red line. They ran pretty close together there. But we're going to focus on the black line. And basically, you can see that in 24, 25, and 26 are pretty flat, breaking even in those years. And then, as that cash sheet showed, we start increasing in 27, the cash is building in the general fund to about 16 million, 18.3 in 27, 21 million in 29, and over 24 million in 2030. So because we don't have capital projects in the plan, the cash is increasing. The blue section is that minimum calculation that we saw in that previous calculation spreadsheet. Those are the required amounts. It's running just about 6 million in 26, and then that $2 million of community center money is sitting on top of that. So you can see we have a pretty good reserve right now. Any comments or questions?
Is the projected cash based on normal economy, robust economy, same economy?
Well, those revenues you saw, income tax was at 4% growth. Everything else was pretty much 3%.
Yeah.
And the same on the expenses, 3% inflation. Okay.
Any other questions for Auditor Fix? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we'll move into draft legislation. First item is a resolution, I believe, Mr. Rosbert.
Yes. I think this is the transfer of funds for a completed project, if I've got that right.
So this is actually the OPWC funding reimbursement in the amount of $79,000 for this year's work up in the Meadows of Wintergreen development.
Wintergreen. Is it? Yeah. I don't think it's the Meadows.
No, it's Wintergreen, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So we discussed this at Public Ways, and our suggestion is to suspend and call.
Okay. What's the resolution number?
That'll be 25-18.
18?
Yes.
Okay. And you'll take care of that,
Yes, sir.
Councilmember Rosbert? Okay. Resolution number 2, public service.
Similarly, this is for OPWC funding in the amount of $125,000 for the Tolbert Street project.
And this, the same thing, we had the discussion, and we recommend that we suspend and call.
Okay.
That'll be 25-19.
And resolution number, or item number 3. Let's see. Would like to address that? It's item 3.
I can take that, thank
Yeah.
you. This is an annual requirement that the county basically offers for us to receive tax collections in 7 payments, January through July. And we can go 2 readings on this. It's due back by January 16th.
Okay. Councilmember Parrish, would you
Yes, sir.
take that? What's the number?
I'm sorry, resolution number 25-20.
Then we have item number 4. Would you like to take that, Councilmember Renee, to explain
Yeah,
that?
that's my resolution
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
And again, that's a pretty simple one. I'm looking to suspend and call tonight. That's just asking the city administration once a year to evaluate the employee contributions, especially with health insurance costs skyrocketing, that, that they should be reviewed annually, and a report should be submitted to city council, especially before the September 1 renewal. I got to tell you, and there's a lot of citizens have called me about this one, because they believe, I think the family plan is about $160 to $180 a month, which is a pretty strong plan, and I do believe if that's the case, it just needs to be evaluated once a year. So that's all this resolution does, and a report presented to City Council on April 1st.
Okay, very good. You'll take care of that? And
25-21.
and we have item number 5, has to do with the brickyard.
I can speak to that, Mr. President. So that is a request to award the contract for the construction of the passive park at the Brickyard. We did receive favorable quotes or bids in that particular area. We'd like to get started on that project. Again, by way of reminder, this project in its entirety, the passive park construction, will be funded through a one-time strategic grant that the city has already received.
Okay. Any recommendations on that?
I'd ask that we consider suspending and calling that based upon the fact that we do have 25 budget dollars budgeted for this particular project. In addition, the contractor, the low bidder, would like to get started, and they can do winter work as part of this project.
Councilmember Renacci, or Rosbert, what would you like to do?
I was going to suspend and call as we
Okay.
discussed at Public Ways.
That'll be ordinance number 25-213.
Also, again, Director Hiscock on item number 6.
Yes, this similarly was a bidded project. This is for the remediation work out at the Brickyard property. This is a $1.3 million award, which came in under the engineer's estimate. Again, by way of reminder, this remediation work would be paid for or funded by a $2.1 million state brownfield grant that has been awarded to the city. We would seek reimbursement under that grant project through the Port Authority for any expenditures pursuant to the remediation project.
Okay. Councilmember Rosberg, what would you like to do?
We, again, discussed this, and we're going to suspend and call this.
Mr. President, I was going to
questions?
say, these dollars are already available, so,
Yeah,
yeah, at the meeting,
exactly.
we talked about suspending and calling.
That'll be ordinance 25-214.
214. And then item number 7.
I can speak to that also,
Okay.
Mr. President. This is for, as a requirement of an FAA grant, we need authority from the legislative body to seek the grant. In particular here, we're looking for a grant to replace the fuel farm out at the airport. The grant application will be for $750,000. If awarded, the grant will require a $250,000 match. This is through an ODOT competitive grant procedure, which is new and I think is going to be highly competitive since it's designed for fuel farm replacements, and almost every entity that has a fuel farm is looking to replace their fuel farm.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
We've been discussing this for a long time, and we discussed suspending and calling this one also.
Okay.
That'll be 25-215.
And you need it approved anyway,
We do.
yeah, as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us to item number 8. Again, Director Hiscock.
Similarly, this is a request for authorization to apply for matching grant dollars for the PAPI project as well as the Apron project. Both of those particular projects have been awarded for construction. This is a requirement of the FAA grant procedure so that we get legislative authority to seek the grant dollars here. By way of reminder, the PAPI project is a $195,000 federal entitlement with a $10,000 state match and a $10,000 city match. In addition, the Apron project is a $1.2 million federal discretionary entitlement with a $75,000 state match and a $75,000 federal entitlement, in addition to a $75,000 match from the city. We are asking for your consideration of the suspension of the rules here too, since the application is due.
Councilmember Rosberg.
That was discussed, and we'll suspend and call.
Very good.
25-216.
And we have item number 9. Who's going to take that?
Thank you, Mr. President. Item number 9 is a renewal of a 3-year agreement with Efficiency Smart for the Efficiency Smart program. The program is designed to basically save on our utility costs. The contract period that just ended from 23 to 25 returned approximately 240%, or in other words, for every dollar of program cost, we avoided about $3.50 of energy costs. The new proposal for the period 26 to 28, the expectation is that for every dollar spent, we will avoid approximately $3.9 of energy costs. And the contract needs to be signed by the end of the year, ideally. So I would request consideration for suspending and calling tonight.
Councilmember Stugmeyer, what would you like to do?
We'll suspend and call that this evening.
That'll be 25-217.
And then item number 10. Who would like to address that?
Thank you, Mr. President. Item number 10 is an ordinance to update the rate schedule for electric services. In particular, it is an increase of about 5%. Based on calculations of an average utility bill, we expect that it would increase the cost of electric service for the average residential customer by about $5.53 per month.
Councilmember Stugmeyer. What would you like to do?
We'll suspend and call that. All these numbers are in the 2026 budget.
25-218.
Mr. President, could I ask a question?
Sure.
Should these not go 3 readings? I mean, this is charges back to our citizens and stuff that they should be made aware of. I mean, I can't see suspending and calling the rules. I think we need to inform the citizens that these increases are coming. Just my thought.
Yep. Any other comments from the committee, from the council? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
what was our decision? Because I actually think we should do 3 readings on this too. These are, I think the citizens have found out that there are some rate increases. They at least need to be able to understand them. So I think suspending, and I don't know what came out of committee because I was sick, so I missed that committee meeting.
Nothing came out of committee. We didn't have a quorum.
So I do think it would be best, especially with rate increases, they'll have people have the opportunity to understand them.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Okay. So, Councilmember Stugmeyer.
Well, then I guess we'll move to second.
Wait, both of those?
Well, we'll do the next one. Is it
Oh, okay.
item 11?
Thank you, Mr. President. This ordinance is to amend Section 54.23 of the, basically our water rates. The increase would be approximately 28% in terms of what it would generate in additional revenue. Based on the average water bill, the estimate is it would increase the average resident's monthly water bill by $9.12.
Okay. Councilmember Stugmeyer, what would you like to do with this?
I guess based on the other ones, we'll move this to second. The water and the sewer rates, this is, well, they're all new, but the electric is the first time. The water and sewer, I believe this is year 2 of the 3-year study that we did, right?
That's correct. So these rates for the water and sewer were actually discussed with council during a work session back in June of 2024. The electric rate, that rate study completed this year, and that's new.
Item number 11 will be 25-219.
Okay. That brings us to item 12 on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. President. This item references an increase in sewer rates. The sewer rate increase for the average residential customer is expected to increase the monthly bill by $2.62. And this would be the second year of the third year, the 3-year rate study rates that we discussed.
Okay. That would be under service, so Councilmember Stugmeyer.
Move that second.
Pardon me?
We'll move that second.
Second.
That'll be 25-220.
And item number 13.
I can speak to that. So that was discussed at Public Service, and this is for authorization to enter into an engineering services contract for the design of a new low-side water tower project. The cost of that particular design would be $295,000.
Councilmember Stugmeyer.
Recommendations on that?
Suspend and call if possible.
Suspend and call? Okay. We'll suspend and call.
Number 25-221.
And item 14, due to cybersecurity, who's going to...
I could speak to that unless Mr. Testa, you want to.
Thank you, Mr. President. House Bill 96 requires that we have legislative adoption of a cybersecurity policy. The city has had a cybersecurity policy for some time, but this particular legislation is required because of House Bill 96.
And we'll suspend the call that this evening. That House Bill requires, 96 requires that be in effect by the end of this calendar year.
Okay.
That'll be 25-222.
And then item number 15.
can
a warrant?
speak to that one. Thank you, Mr. President. My department missed putting a purchase order in at the beginning of the year, and so we need a warrant to make this payment.
Okay. Councilmember Hines, would you take that one, please? Do you
Yes.
suspend and call so we can pay the bill?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
okay, suspend and call that.
That'll be 25-223.
And then item 16,
I can take that one also. Well, unless
separation
you want to.
agreement
Go
and
ahead.
maintenance for a retiree.
That's exactly right. So we had a employee retire earlier than anticipated. They were actually budgeted in the 26 budget, but they retired earlier this year. And so this amount, as requested by HR Director McCullough, will go towards covering a portion of the payouts to that particular employee.
Councilmember Hines, oh, go ahead.
We have no reserve for that anymore, right?
There actually was some available, but it exceeded the amount for this particular employee. In 26's budget, we removed the separation lines from the general fund areas. There is separation lines in the enterprise funds.
So you're going to, it's probably too late, but would you need to reserve that back up for next year?
Potentially, we would just be coming to council to ask for those payouts later.
Councilmember Hines, would you take that one?
Yes.
That'll be 25-224.
Item 17,
Thank you, Mr. President. This is one of the 4 ordinances that we're bringing to close out the year and make sure that we're in compliance with the certificate of resources with the county. And these budget reductions basically free up resources on the certificate, and so that those funds are available for next year. So we're asking for these budget reductions.
okay. Councilmember Renacci, will you take that, please?
That'll be 25-225.
And number 18,
Yes, so this is a transfer ordinance, and basically it's transferring cash from the general fund to the 3 funds listed. The first one is for delinquent assessments. The general fund covers those until the county collects through property tax collections. They will be collected eventually, so it's a temporary situation. The second one is for airport improvements, and it's our share of those projects and includes the snowplow truck, which was discussed earlier this year. So we're making these transfers to close out the year. And the third one, transferred to the General Capital Improvement Fund, was discussed several months ago when it was decided not to issue debt for Freed Park. So we're using cash to pay for that project. Okay.
questions?
You say the third one. Are you still on the same ordinance?
The third item on the transfer
Oh, okay.
ordinance, I'm sorry. The 1.7 million. Okay.
Councilmember Renacci, will you take that?
All three.
there's
25-226.
3 things in that one. Oh, okay. I thought she had jumped over. I thought she went to this.
Item 19,
Yes, so this is to authorize advances, which is a temporary use of general funds for 1 year or less. And we would advance these funds if the revenue doesn't come in before the end of the year. So the first line item, the Safety Town Village, was a ODNR grant that has not come in yet. So we're advancing those funds to cover that project. The second item, the airport improvements, again, is master plan. Those federal aviation grants and the state grants have not come in yet, basically, for the master plan and the PAPI and the apron design. So until those funds come in, the general fund will cover that. The third one, the general capital improvements, is it's the 3 smaller park projects that the ODNR grants have not come in on yet. I believe it's Pocket Park, Durling, and yes. So if those don't come in, the general fund will cover those. And the final one is vehicle maintenance. Basically, there was a situation where the revenue was underfunded for that fund, and so it's a temporary advance until those, till that situation is basically rectified. So, again, if the funds are needed, if expenses come in lower, or the revenue happens to come in, we won't make these advances, but it prepares us to cover the resources in those funds that are needed.
So just so I understand, the 2.976 million is all items that it's timing issues only.
Yes.
You're going to pay it out, there's going to be money
Grants.
coming in,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you're not even going to advance that if you don't need it.
Right.
Okay,
That would be the maximum.
all right,
Good question. Councilmember Renacci, will you?
that's fine.
That'll be 25-227.
Takes us to item number 20 on the agenda.
Okay, I have one more. In order to make the transfers, we need an appropriation from, my department basically makes those transfers. The transfers were $2 million, but we had already budgeted some of those for the airport capital, and so we only need 1.492 million in appropriations to make the transfers.
Okay. Questions?
Okay, can you explain that again?
Okay,
So it was 2 million, some of it's already in, this is the 1.492, what's this going for?
which is,
What is the appropriation of 1.492,250, the amount? What, is that the balance of what's still due?
it's, so we have a transfer ordinance authorizing us to transfer cash. This gives us the appropriations, the budget to do that. So we've already budgeted part of it. This is the remainder that's needed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Councilmember Renacci,
You're going to say, might as well give me that one
you
too.
might as well do that one too, yeah.
25-228.
Next ordinance, or next item, 21, who would like to speak on that? Is that-
Mr. President, I'd be happy to speak to 21 and 22 as they're related. I will also provide council with a handout, hopefully is in compliance with the spirit of the resolution that was passed regarding new capital projects and providing information on those. 21 and 22 both relate to the Wadsworth Marks Radio Tower project. As council should be aware, we did put out an RFQ. We have found a vendor by the name of Verdantis, and so this first ordinance is allowing me, or giving me the authorization to negotiate and enter into an agreement for professional engineering services and design with Verdantis. They would be the ones providing the testing, compliance, regulation, and actual designing of the tower for that. Number 22, which is the next one, is associated, and that would be the appropriation of $86,850. Again, that is coming from the $170,000 that we received in the state grant that Mr. Hiscock had applied for and we received here at the city. I'd be happy to answer any questions That document is just a project summary. It also lays out the funding sources for it, which is again the 170 from the grant dollars, and then the proposed amounts that we have from police, dispatch, fire, and EMS next year. That puts our project total at $450,000. And again, just a reminder for council, that $450,000 number was developed in conversations with Marks and DAS. It's not the direct result of seeing engineering plans or bid document as it stands now. This next phase, the actual design that will result in a bid document and will give us a much more accurate estimate as to what the project will ultimately cost when it's said and done. If there's any questions, happy to address.
Any questions? Councilmember Copley.
Yes, I'd like to suspend and call ordinance number 25-229 and 25-230.
Thank you.
Very good.
Keep this important project moving.
Exactly. Thanks for your effort in that. Next, we have 23, item 23 on the agenda.
Yep, thank you, Mr. President. At our last meeting, City Council approved supplemental appropriations, actually for items 23 and 24. This particular ordinance is just authorizing the expenditure of those supplemental funds up to an additional $53,000 if needed to pay Tyler Technologies for the check and credit card and debit processing fees for the remainder of the year.
Mr. Testa, are you confident that we've ironed out all those issues we had earlier?
We have, and I think, we're going to be exploring some potential different options in terms of how those fees are paid. But yeah, we have gotten it straightened around the issue that we had with that.
Okay.
What's the rate of, or the percent that we pay for the billing service for the credit cards and stuff?
So it varies. The rates are different based on the card used in that particular customer's credit. So there's a multi-page rate schedule that the card companies levy. So different cards for different people have different rates.
What's the average? 6%, 5%?
Oh, no. It's probably closer to 3%.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
Councilmember Stugmeyer.
What the recommendation on this is for the end of the year?
Yeah, so the expenses have already been incurred for the most part. So
Pay the bill.
request suspended call.
Okay, we'll suspend and call.
Okay.
25-231.
And the final one, item number 24.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. As mentioned at our last meeting, City Council approved a supplemental appropriation for cost of purchase power, basically our electric supply. This ordinance would allow us provide spending authority up to an additional $110,000. I've also mentioned that both ordinances 23 and 24 are just increasing the not to exceed amount. So we have authority up to that point, but if we come in underneath that, it just rolls back into the electric fund, and that's where the funds go. So I would also request
Suspend and call.
for this item.
Okay, so suspend and call that one.
25-232.
Okay, that takes us to our regular agenda. Tonight, we have ordinance number 25-205.
Yes,
Councilmember.
we're going to amend it. And does anybody else have any issues with the budget before we finalize the amended budget? Anybody?
205.
We'll call it then.
Okay.
Amending call.
We're talking about ordinance
That's not the right one.
25205.
I'm sorry, the wrong one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll call this one.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Then we have 25-208, Councilmember Hines.
Call.
25-209, Councilmember Rosbert.
We'll call that.
Ordinance number 25-210, it's yours again,
We'll
Councilmember
also
Rosbert.
call that.
Okay. Now that brings us to your...
Yes, now we will amend and call.
And do you have the
Yes.
thing, you got it?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And then call. Then ordinance number 25201. Councilmember Stugmeyer?
We'll call that tonight.
Okay.
Has anything been done to correct the issue?
As far as next year, all the reorganization, depending upon who gets hired or whatever, they're still doing that, but we didn't want to wait to pick up the 2 employees here on this. So it served us. We had talked about going ahead with this, and then they're going to go ahead and reorganize and all the jobs and the classifications at WCTV next year.
Do we have assurances of that?
Yeah. It would.
Yeah, so we are going to take a look at that. This particular ordinance does increase the pay for this particular class of employee by approximately 16.5% this year, meaning it'll increase it by 16.5%, what's in front of us now. And then the plan would be to look at basically updating the job descriptions based on just current practice and more modern.
No, that's why I bring it up. The current practice does not meet playback technician from everything that
That's right.
I've read and seen.
Yeah, so this was a situation where we just need a little more time to basically go through and figure out what those new job descriptions are going to be. But we did not want to hold up the pay increase for these folks while that was being worked out.
Are you thinking 3 months, 6? I mean, I'm not going to be here, so it doesn't make any difference, but I just want to make sure that we've, got this on the front burner because this is on 4th reading.
Yeah, so, my expectation would be that by the end of the first quarter,
Okay.
we would have gone through the process to update the job descriptions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other business? Thank you for your time. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We're adjourned. Good evening. Well, the regular meeting of Wadsworth City Council for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, please come to order. Will you please rise and pledge allegiance to the flag and remain standing for the invocation? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, who has given us this good land to be our heritage, we acknowledge our dependence upon you for all things, and we thank you for all your blessings, including the right and privilege to govern ourselves in this free land. We pray that you would grant us all wisdom to make good decisions for the future of this community. And will you bless our citizens? Through Christ our Lord, we pray. Amen. Amen. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Copley.
Here?
Hines. Here. Parrish.
Here.
Renacci. Here. Rosberg.
Here.
Stugmeyer.
Here.
Yurcheck.
Here.
And Williams.
Here. You've all had the opportunity to review the minutes for the City Council and Budget Review meetings on special City Council and Budget Review meetings on November 24th, and the regular City Council meeting on December 3rd, and the special City Council meeting on December 8th, 2025. May I have a motion to approve them?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Any visitors that would like to address council tonight? Seeing no one, we'll move on to correspondence.
Yes, I received a warrant from the city auditor regarding debt book in the amount of $9,859.60.
I believe we took care of that.
Yep.
We have committees and commissions, starting off with Public Service. Councilmember Stugmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Service Committee will next meet on Tuesday, January the 13th, 5:30 p.m. here in council chambers.
Public Safety. Councilmember Copley.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next meeting of Public Safety is tentatively scheduled for January the 14th at 4:30 p.m. here in council chambers.
Very good. Public Ways Committee. Councilmember Rosberg.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Public Ways is scheduled to meet Monday, January 12th at 6 p.m. here in council chambers.
Economic Development and Planning. Councilmember Yurcheck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development and Planning will next meet on January 12th at 5 p.m. in council chambers.
Committee of the Whole met tonight at 6 p.m. We just discussed the items on the agenda for tonight. Airport Commission, Councilmember Stugmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Airport Commission will next meet on Wednesday, January the 7th, 4 p.m. here in council chambers.
Stormwater Commission, Councilmember Copley.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next meeting of Stormwater is tentatively scheduled for January the 13th at 5 o'clock p.m.
Very good. Councilmember Hines, the Shade Tree Commission.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, we do not have a meeting scheduled, but there will be one in the new year.
Planning Commission will next meet Monday, December 22nd at 7 p.m. in this chamber. Cemetery Board, Councilmember Yurcheck.
Cemetery Board will meet tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. in council chambers.
Cable TV Commission, Councilmember Copley.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next meeting of Cable TV Commission is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, February the 5th at 4 o'clock p.m. here in council chambers.
Very good. Senior Citizens Commission, Councilmember Parrish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senior Citizens Commission will meet Monday, February 2nd at 3:30 at the Suprema Center.
Okay. All right. Next, we'll have the reading of the legislation. Will the clerk please read the legislation?
Thank you, Mr. President. Start with first readings. We have resolution number 25-18 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rosper and discussed at Public Ways. A resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of the City of Wadsworth on behalf of the State of Ohio to reimburse its street improvement fund for the Royal Woods Oak Crest and Meadow Drives resurfacing project CI32AC-CI33AC with the proceeds of tax-exempt debt of the State of Ohio.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the three-reading rule on resolution number 25-18.
Second.
Hines.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Rosbert.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
And Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Mr. President, I called a question on resolution number 25-18.
Hearing no objection on Councilmember Rosbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of resolution number 25-18?
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Rosbert.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Resolution number 25-18 has been adopted.
Resolution number 25-19 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rosbert and discussed at Public Ways. A resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of the City of Wadsworth on behalf of the State of Ohio to reimburse its water fund for the Tolbert, Dogwood, and Pinewood Circle Improvements Project, CI04AB-/CI05AB, with the proceeds of tax-exempt debt of the State of Ohio.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the three-reading rule on resolution number 25-19.
Second.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Rosbert.
Yes. Mr. President, I called the question on resolution number 25-19.
Hearing no objection on Councilmember Rosbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of resolution number 25-19?
Renacci.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Rosbert.
Yes.
Resolution number 25-19 has been adopted.
Resolution number 25-20 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember David Parrish and discussed at Committee of the Whole. A resolution requesting advance payments of money that may be in the Medina County Treasury to the account of the City of Wadsworth as provided for in Section 321.34 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move we place resolution number 25-20 on second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution number 25-20 has been placed on second reading.
Resolution number 25-21 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jim Renacci and discussed at Committee of the Whole. A resolution instructing the city administration to review employee health insurance contributions and to develop a plan ensuring contributions are competitive and appropriate, requiring an annual review, providing a fiscal note, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three reading rule on resolution number 25-21.
Second.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on resolution number 25-21.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Renacci's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance resolution number 25-21?
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Resolution number 25-21 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-213 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert, and discussed at Public Ways. An ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Public Service to enter into a construction contract for the passive park at Brickyard project and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move we suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-213.
Second.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
And Rossbert?
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-213.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rossbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-213?
Parrish?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-213 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-214 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert, and discussed in Public Ways. An ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Public Service to enter into a construction contract for the Brickyard Athletic Complex remediation project and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-214.
Second.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-214.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rossbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-214?
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-214 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-215 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert, and discussed at Public Ways. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to apply for and enter into supplemental direct grant agreements with the Ohio Department of Transportation Division of Aviation for the fuel farm replacement.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-215.
Second.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-215.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rossbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-215?
Renacci?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-215 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-216 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert, and discussed at Public Ways. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to apply for and enter into matching grant agreements with the Ohio Department of Transportation Division of Aviation for the Reconstruct Precision Approach Path Indicator, PAPI 4-box and 2-box, runway 2/20, construction and construct apron, 3,940 square yards, construction.
Mr. President, I move we suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-216.
Second.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25216.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rosberg's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-216?
Hines? Yes. Copley?
Yes.
–
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-216 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-217 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer and discussed at public service. An ordinance to approve the execution of a schedule with American Municipal Power Incorporated for participation in the Efficiency Smart Program and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule on ordinance number 25-217.
Second.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-217.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-217?
Renacci?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-217 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-218 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at public service. An ordinance to amend Section 52.01 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth with regard to electric service rates and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to move ordinance number 25-218 to second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 25-218 has been moved to second reading.
Ordinance number 25-219 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at public service. An ordinance to amend Section 54.23 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth with regard to water service rates and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to move ordinance number 25-219 to second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 25-219 has been moved to second reading.
Ordinance number 25-220 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at public service. An ordinance to amend Section 53.35, 53.37, and 53.38 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth to increase sewer rates and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to move ordinance number 25-220 to second reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 25-220 has been moved to second reading.
Ordinance number 25-221 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at public service. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to negotiate and enter into an agreement for professional engineering services for design of the new low-side water tower project and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule on ordinance number 25-221.
Second.
Copley?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-221.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-221?
Sorry. Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
And Hines?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-221 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-222 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at public service. An ordinance adopting the City of Wadsworth cybersecurity program as required by Ohio House Bill 96 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we suspend the 3 reading rule on ordinance number 25-222.
Second.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
And Stugmeyer.
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-222.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-222?
Renacci?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
And Hines?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-222 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-223 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jeannie Hines and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to authorize the drawing of a warrant in an amount not to exceed $9,859.60 for the payment of the amount due upon a contract with Debt Book and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we suspend the three-reading rule on ordinance number 25-223.
Second.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
And Hines?
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-223.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Hines' proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-223?
Parrish?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-223 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-224 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jeannie Hines and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to make a supplemental appropriation of $33,000 in the 714 Vehicle Maintenance Fund for purposes other than personal services for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we suspend the three-reading rule on ordinance number 25-224.
Second.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-224.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Hines' proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-224?
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-224 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-225 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jim Renacci and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to authorize reductions of $7,015,983.95 in the appropriations for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three-reading rule on ordinance number 25-225.
Second.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-225.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Renacci's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-225?
Hines?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-225 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-226 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jim Renacci and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to authorize transfers of $2,058,499.13 for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three-reading rule on ordinance number 25-226.
Second.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-226.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Renacci's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-226?
Parrish?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-226 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-227 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jim Renacci and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to authorize advances of $2,976,953 for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three-reading rule on ordinance number 25-227.
Second.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-227.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Renace's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-227?
Parrish?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-227 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-228 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jim Renace and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to make a supplemental appropriation of $1,492,250 in the 110 General Fund for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move that we suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-228.
Second.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
And Hines?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-228.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Renace's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-228?
Rossbert?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-228 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-229 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Ralph Copley and discussed at Public Safety. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Safety to negotiate and enter into an agreement for professional engineering services for design with Verdantas for a new Marks radio communication tower project and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-229.
Second.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes. Mr. President, I'd call the question on ordinance number 25-229.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Copley's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-229?
Rossbert?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
And Copley?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-229 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-230 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Ralph Copley and discussed at Public Safety. An ordinance to make a supplemental appropriation of $86,850 in the 425 General Capital Improvement Fund for purposes other than personal services for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-230.
Second.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-230.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Copley's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-230?
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-230 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-231 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to remit payment to Tyler Technologies Incorporated for credit card processing fees associated with the city's billing operations and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-231.
Second.
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes. Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-231.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-231?
Parrish?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Renace?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-231 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-232 on first reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer, discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance authorizing the Director of Public Service to procure power from American Municipal Power Incorporated and its subsidiaries for resale by the city's electric department and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I make a motion to suspend the three reading rule on ordinance number 25-232.
Second.
Parrish.
Yes.
Rossbert.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-232.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-232?
Rossbert.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Copley.
Ordinance number 25-232 has been adopted.
And our third readings, ordinance number 25-205 on third reading, sponsored by Councilmember David Parrish and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to amend sections 35.44 and 35.46 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth to increase the compensation for the clerk of the municipal court and for the chief probation officer and for the probation assistant and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I call the question. Ordinance number 25-205.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Parrish's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-205?
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Rossbert.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
And Parrish.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-205 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-208 on third reading, sponsored by Councilmember Jeannie Hines and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to authorize $2,474,113 in transfers for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025, and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-208.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Hines' proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-208?
Copley.
Yes.
Hines.
Yes.
Rossbert.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-208 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-209 on third reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to amend Section 34.36 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth to provide for the allocation of income tax receipts of $3,967,105 during fiscal year 2025 and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-209.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rossbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-209?
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Rossbert.
Yes.
And Hines.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-209 has been adopted.
Ordinance number 25-210 on third reading, sponsored by Councilmember Dan Rossbert and discussed at Economic Development and Planning. An ordinance to establish the 2026 fees for sections 53.16, 97.15, 150.009, 150.078, 150.081, 150.082, 153.054, 153.095, 154.540, 155.05, 155.09, and 155.10 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I call the question on ordinance number 25-210.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Rossbert's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-210?
Hines.
Yes.
Yurcheck.
Yes.
Renacci.
Yes.
Copley.
Yes.
Stugmeyer.
Yes.
Rossbert.
Yes.
Parrish.
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-210 has been adopted.
Our fourth readings, ordinance number 25-195 on fourth reading, sponsored by Councilmember David Parrish and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance making appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Wadsworth during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026, establishing a new system of funds and accounts and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I move to amend ordinance number 25-195, Section 1, to accept the changes to the budget as proposed by the administration, which is shown in our packet this evening as amended ordinance number 25-195.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. President, I call the question. Ordinance number 25-195.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Parrish's proposal, call the question. Will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of amended ordinance number 25-195?
Renacci?
Yes.
Stockmeyer?
Yes.
Parrish?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 25-195 has been adopted.
Our last one this evening is ordinance number 25-201 on fourth reading, sponsored by Councilmember Tom Stugmeyer and discussed at Committee of the Whole. An ordinance to amend Section 35.43 of the codified ordinances of the City of Wadsworth to compensate the playback technician at $19 per hour and to declare an emergency.
Mr. President, I call a question on ordinance number 25-201.
Hearing no objection to Councilmember Stugmeyer's proposal to call the question, will the clerk please take a roll call vote on the adoption of ordinance number 25-201?
Parrish?
Yes.
Rossbert?
Yes.
Stugmeyer?
Yes.
Hines?
Yes.
Copley?
Yes.
Renacci?
Yes.
Yurcheck?
Yes.
Ordinance number 25-201 has been adopted. So that brings us to the conclusion of the meeting, but also conclusion of the service from several council members. And again, a little something for everybody. We'll start with Councilmember Parrish. I don't know if I've witnessed in the 12 years I've been on council anybody that's picked up on things as well as you have, and the hard work and the service, and the citizens will miss you and the council will miss you. And we got just a little something for your hard work.
I appreciate
it. If you'd like to say a few
Yes,
words.
I want to thank some administration, Ms. Fix, for all your help, and Mr. Chafin and Mr. Hiscock for your integrity. I appreciate that very much. Mr. Copley for your mentorship, and Mr. Renacci for your finishing school about how to be a good legislator. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Chief Copley. Thank you for everything. It's been 12 wonderful years that you and I have served on council together. Appreciate all your help and mentorship, and your experience you brought to this council will surely be missed.
Thank you.
You got a little something.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
First off, I want to thank the citizens of Wadsworth. I mean, I feel the citizens have supported me through 42 years of public service, and the best thing about all this, I got to serve with these great people and with you, but now I get to retire after 42 long years of public service. So now I'm officially retired. Thank you.
Next, Council, I don't even know what to call you. I know it's Councilmember Renacci, but you've done so much for the community in our state, in our region. It's been a pleasure. I wish I would have started serving with you 12 years ago, because I certainly learned a lot. This has been a real lesson this past 6 months. But we got you a little something, token appreciation.
Thank you very much. Well, again, I want to thank all of you as well. I'm certain there's probably members of the administration who are glad I'm gone, only because I asked so many questions. But I do believe questions are good. I'm looking forward to the new members of council to ask the same questions. It's all part of protecting the public dollars. I mean, we are given such a great opportunity, whether it's here, whether when I served in Congress. It's about serving the citizens. It's about serving and working with those dollars, and it's about protecting their dollars. So I came here, unexpectedly, but I'm glad I was able to come and help out, and I really do appreciate all of you, and I do appreciate the administration too. There are some of you that many of you have done a super job, so don't get me wrong. When I ask questions, I can remember the Speaker of the House in the U.S. House saying, "You ask too many questions," and I said, well, as long as I ask questions, that means we're going to continue to move forward well. So I appreciate all of your efforts, and I appreciate all of your efforts too. Thank you very much.
Mr. Williams has served the city for 12 years very selflessly. He's been a tremendous mentor. He's guided us. He's pulled us together. And it's just not Mr. Williams that served. His wife served too, because there are many nights he wasn't home because he was here doing work with us. And I know he's left the city a better place. And I have some tremendously big shoes to fill, and I hope I can live up to that. But Mr. Williams, thank you for your 12 years of service.
Put that to good use. But really don't have a lot to say. I ran for office 12 years ago. The citizens elected me to council at large, and my only goal was to make my neighborhood a better place. And while I was campaigning, I found out there's a lot of other areas in the city that needed some attention as well. And I think I worked really hard to get a lot of accomplishments done for the citizens. And I appreciate them for continuing to re-elect me. But my wife retired in January, so it's time for me to retire as well. So I'll miss everybody, but there's a lot of good work yet to be done here. Thank you. Okay, any other business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.
We are adjourned.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.